This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
New tonight, 7 more people have come forward saying this former police officer sexually assaulted them. Now the FBI has set up a hotline for additional victims as they believe the suspected serial sex offender may have preyed on even more people that he arrested. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Our Christine Byers has been talking to federal authorities today about what makes them believe there could be more victims.
Marcellus Blackwell joined the North County Police Cooperative on May 31st, 2022. Police say between November of 2022 and June, he sexually assaulted 8 out of the 80 people he arrested or detained.
Society has a right to expect more from people who are sworn to uphold the Constitution.
Assistant U.S. Attorney Christine Krug is prosecuting the case for the feds.
His victims were not able to defend themselves. They were handcuffed, they were detained, they were taken to places where they should not have been taken.
After news broke about his first victim back in June, 7 more victims came forward with similar allegations. Now he's been indicted in federal court on civil rights violations.
We are not investigating the underlying cases that led to these victims' arrest by the defendant. We are investigating this officer's abuse of these prisoners.
Authorities say Blackwell recorded some of the alleged assaults on his cell phone.
The evidence that we have in the case does suggest there are additional victims that are as of yet unidentified.
Police say Blackwell told some of his victims he would drop their cases if they cooperated with him. Krug says there are resources for survivors.
In general, in sex offenses, it is very difficult for victims to come forward, and the courage that the victims show in any sex offense crime is to be lauded because these are definitely offenders who should be brought to justice and should be held accountable.
Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
The FBI hotline is 314-589-2682. In the federal system, there are dedicated victim advocates, programs, and resources to help support victims when they are part of a federal crime. Some of the 21 federal crimes Blackwell is now facing carry sentences of up to 40 years in prison.
New at 6, a Lincoln County community is under a state of emergency after unsafe levels of carcinogens were detected in the water. That has many in the city of Silex, which is 70 miles northeast of St. Louis, scrambling for drinking water. 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki spoke to city leaders today about what they're doing to address the issue. He joined us now in studio with the latest. Holden?
Well, Mike, the city of Silex has had water issues for years. Flooding in 2008 actually forced the town to move to higher ground. But longtime residents told me they've never experienced a situation where they were cut off at the tap.
At the Night Owl Cafe in Silex, they're serving the best burger in town. But this week, they've run into a big issue.
We cannot use the water for anything.
People in Silex haven't had water since Tuesday night, when the Missouri Department of Natural Resources detected unsafe levels of radium in multiple samples.
This is a chronic contaminant that takes a while to build up in your system. But it is a carcinogen. It can cause cancer.
Kind of wonder, where did that come from?
It is naturally occurring and leaches from the rocks.
While Mayor Lynn Luckett says it's still safe for people in Silex to take showers and wash their clothes, Silex R1 School has already taken proactive steps to shut off the fountains frequently used by students.
The water right now, we're saying, is not safe to drink.
At this time, the state is demanding that the city of Silex provide water to people in town.
What they're wanting us to do is provide 1 gallon per person, per household, per day, which is quite costly. The city at this time doesn't really have the funding for that.
However, there is hope for Silex. It's in the form of 3 recently purchased reverse osmosis machines.
We're hoping with the RO units that will bring us below the acceptable level for EPA.
Until that happens, Will Sutherland says the Night Owl will keep purchasing purified water to keep customers safe.
Oh, just something else to deal with. It's just nothing's easy.
The city of Silex is working on eliminating its water system and piping in water from Pike County. That could take up to 2 years. In the meantime, they're working to get pallets of water, but they want to make sure that it's clear that radium cannot be boiled out of water. Ann?
Tonight, a bill that would stop panhandling on streets in St. Peters is going in front of the city's Board of Aldermen. Their meeting starts in the next half hour. And 5 on your side, Travis Cummings reports on what the law will do and also has reaction from the community.
I think that ultimately, when we start seeing people panhandling in an area, we need to realize that that means there's not enough beds, there's not enough, soup kitchens.
Sidwell Highcheck and his organization Lifeline Aid Group helps the homeless across the St. Louis region find a place to lay their heads.
Expecting homeless people to be able to maintain a job while being on the street it's a fallacy.
He's a little taken aback by a new bill being voted on in St. Peter's Thursday, one they believe will target the very people they serve. The goal is to get people away from the stoplights, out of the street. This is what it would do. You wouldn't be able to distribute or receive anything from a driver or a vehicle. You also wouldn't be able to touch the vehicle or the person inside.
It really is about pedestrian and vehicular safety for residents and visitors of the city.
The city's attorney says as of now, there's no fine associated with this bill. He shared this was spurred by a number of complaints one alderman received.
Well, the true goal here is to make sure that people are acting in a safe manner, and we're seeking compliance or, if necessary, referral to appropriate resources to those who may be in need. So the goal here really isn't punishment.
And that's the work groups like Highchecks says should be a priority.
If we're not providing resources for them, where do we expect them to get, money for that bus pass, that sandwich, that hotel stay, if not through panhandling?
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
If the board gives a thumbs up to this bill tonight, the ordinance will then move to the mayor for final approval.
This afternoon, SSM Health broke ground at the site of the new Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. 5 on your side's Tracy Hinson is live near Grand and Choteau in St. Louis with details. Tracy?
Mike, it's going to take time, of course. So in the next 4 years, there will be a 14-story tall building standing right here. Now, surrounded by employees, supporters, and caregivers, current and former patients broke ground at the site of the new Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. The new tower will replace the existing hospital. The current inpatient building will come down, but the more updated wings of the facility will stay. They unveiled a Lego model of the new hospital, and before they can build that new hospital, they still have more money to raise.
Our capital campaign, it will continue for some time. Today is now no longer dark, if you will. So we were in the quiet part of the campaign, and so the fundraising efforts will continue. And this will be funded by the goodness of the community as well as SSM Health.
The new hospital will have more than 200 inpatient beds and then larger areas for families that are supporting those kids in the hospital. In St. Louis, Tracy Hinson, 5 on your side.